All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here's another defensive masterclass of what not to do. And this is really all about defensive positioning. Okay. So if you look at this clip, defensive team are darks, right? And they're in a perfectly good shape. Absolutely no problems whatsoever with this shape. The trouble is, as it rolls on, we don't adapt. Simple as that. Okay. So you've got Carlos dead central. If I just roll this on a little bit, you've got an attack starting right there, right? So let's pause it there. Okay. And I think everyone watching this can see the problem straight away. Okay. So Eric's doing smart thing. He's taking himself onto the far side of the pitch to open up this left-hand side. That's great. Jensen's coming out with the ball very much on that left-hand flank. Carlos is sitting on Ed. You've got Vic now being occupied by Eric. And if you look at Danny's position, don't have a problem with that. He's in a decent spot. Could be goal side of Adria, but you know what? He's realistically his player in that scenario is Jensen. Think about zones, right? He's the nearest player in that space to Jensen. So that's what he's looking for. And what he's really trying to do is trying to stop that ball through to Adria. So he's occupying himself in that space. He's doing well. Space between him and Carlos is good. Vic's doing his job as a pivot down the back. That's awesome. Tim's the one completely out of position. So we've had an attack, ball's broken down, and we've kind of gone back into default positions, but there's absolutely no one near Tim. Tim has to come inside. And as this ball moves across, right? So again, Carlos is chatting away about whatever he's chatting away about there. And we come across, we shuffle across to that right-hand side, but Tim doesn't. Tim leaves a massive, massive hole between him and Carlos. And what it means is, space-wise, we can't shut down spaces. Really, Vic shouldn't have to worry about that run. If Tim's looking after that space, sorry, Tim, but if you are, you're going to be just dropping in roughly where, you see where Adria is with the red shorts and the pink top, right? It's a very fuchsia-looking colorway. Very nice. Very next season there, Adria. And what you've got is a position, you want to be occupying that position on your side of the pitch. That's where Tim should be. Exactly where Adria is, but on the right-hand side as we're looking at it. That's his spot. So pretty much where Danny is, but on the opposite side. That's the space. And there shouldn't be any more gap than the distance between Carlos and Danny right now. That's a good space. Realistically, you only want pretty much an arm's length, right? A little bit more than an arm's length. Think about a meter between them. If they both hold out their arms, can they pretty much touch? That's what you're looking for. You don't want any spaces bigger than that. The minute you've got spaces bigger than that, you've got a problem. So because the ball's on this left-hand side, there's absolutely no one on that right-hand side. Everyone should have shuffled across as a unit to that left-hand side, right side for defense, right? So Danny's in a decent spot, and he goes further wide, and that's okay as long as everyone else comes with. So if we just roll this on, you see straight away the problem there. Huge gap. And we can't shut it down. So Vic doesn't need to go to Eric if we're doing a defensive job, because Tim drops in and he's looking after him, and then pretty much all that can happen is Vic will be sitting pretty much behind Adria there, pretty much on the line where Carlos is. And even though that ball goes into him, it's not a problem. Straight away, like, look at that. One ball dissects our entire team. Everyone's wrong side of the ball. Vic has no choice but to shut that ball down. He does a great job of this, trying to gamble. Ball does go to Eric. Not a good touch. But he still gets the ball back to Adria. Again, defense is not reacting. Everyone's watching the ball. No one's trying to get back. and we get lucky. Keeper blocks near post. As you always should do. If you're in goal, defend your near post. Right, lock yourself, chain yourself to that post. Because if a shot's going to come out from out wide, realistically, that's the space it's probably going to hit. If it's a wonder strike and it goes across your shoulder into the far corner, amazing. Hands up, well done, striker, you did an amazing job. But from a defensive perspective, lock your near post. Most shots will hit you on the near post if you get your angles right. And that's it, look. It's as simple as that. It's that one ball. So defensively, if we pause pretty much there, that is a pass on there where Vic engages with Eric. He shouldn't have to do that because Tim should be just a few yards, a meter, maybe 2 meters in front of where Vic is right now. And it's not a problem because the call just comes to drop and you sit in and you've got that man and Victor looks after Adria. And that problem ain't a problem. But again, on the half turn, looking to get in behind nice and quick, realistically, touch out your feet and a hit there, but they play one more pass and that's probably enough for them to just, fluff the chances. And we get lucky. So it's all about shape, ladies and gents, all about shape. And you can see there, in that moment there, whoever's at the back, and it's Victor in this case, Victor and myself need to be super, super loud about shape. Because our defender on that left-hand side, right-hand side as we're looking at it, Tim, is completely out of shape. Needs to come way more central, back a little bit and more central than he is. If you make it hard for people to play through you, they have to do something unbelievably special to get a result. And if from a defensive perspective, if a striker, the team coming on you, if they do something incredible and score a goal, hands up. Fucking fantastic, guys. Well done. You did something incredible. You scored a wonderful goal. Fantastic. Good job. Shouldn't be easy to get through you. This is way, 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 way too easy to get through. I mean, look at Adrian. He's just loitering. He's waiting for that gap to get big enough that the ball can come through. And there, it gets too big.